Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon. I am Sudarshan, consultant working in UNICEF in Samagra Shiksha office, Andhra Pradesh. I am cordially welcome all the participants and honorable guests who are in the seminar hall and all the universities, principals, APSCHE nodal officers, BCDE coordinators who are watching live session of this launching program of Passport to Earning program. So let us have the privilege of inviting honorable guests onto the dais. Again, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to invite all our guests onto the dais. Thank you. I consider it a great pleasure to invite today's guest of honor, Mr. Dr. Zelalam Birhanu Tafese, Chief of Field Office, UNICEF Field Office for Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka and Telangana, onto the dais. Please, welcome, sir. Thank you. I am glad to invite Mr. Shri N. Ramkumar Garu, Chairman, BCDE, who is a very energetic and motivated to the young people like you on this dais. Please welcome to the dais. It is my honor to invite Mr. Sheshagiri Madhusudan, Education Specialist, UNICEF, onto the dais. Please welcome, sir. He is also our boss. Please put your hands. With equal pleasure, I invite Professor MLS Devakumar Garu, Secretary and CEO of BCDE, who is the backbone to this P2E implementation program. Welcome, sir. Now I request Mr. Bharat Kumar Kundra, UNICEF Country Office, who is very instrumental for this P2E program, to grace the dais, sir. Please welcome. Now I look forward for the presence of Mr. Pallav Tiwari, technical expert of P2E, on the stage from Delhi UNICEF office. Please welcome, sir. Now we look forward for this presence, Professor Dr. K. Sunita Garu, BCDE University Coordinator, Acharya Nagarjuna University, Please welcome, madam. And one more chief guest is on the way. He is none other than APSCHE's chairman, sir, Dr. Hemachandra Reddy Garu. He will also join within 15 minutes. So now, again, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for putting your hands together and welcoming all the guests. Now, I also thank for all the honorable guests for occupying their seats. We rarely get this kind of opportunity. We never get this kind of opportunity. That's why I'm saying it is a rarely we get this opportunity to see all the great personalities on the dais and initiating a good program to empower young people like you with all the right skills and relevant opportunities to become independent and successful. That's all from my side. On behalf of UNICEF, APSCHE, BCDE, I request Professor MLS Devakumar, Secretary and CEO of BCDE, to act as today's Master of Ceremony for this launch program. Thank you all. Thank you very much. Please welcome, sir. Thank you, Mr. Garu, for making this
program will kickstart with all your invocation and welcoming. On behalf of Board for Community Development through Education, BCDE, and APSCHE, I once again welcome all the dignitaries on the dais and all the dais and who are presenting online. I welcome all of you for this important program being organized collectively by APSCHE, BCDE, and UNICEF. That is state level launching of P2E program. I take this opportunity to make a note that BCDE and UNICEF, with the help of APSCHE, we have already formulated few projects and they are successfully running. And this is going to be another program apart from already existed programs of learning improvement program and Atal Tinkering Lab mentorship already going on. So we take this opportunity to thank all the officers of APSCHE and our chairman BCDE and the UNICEF team for making a collaborative effort in taking up these projects. So now we start our program with lighting of the lamp, a formal activity, and where the light gives knowledge to everybody. We'll start our traditional lighting of the lamp program. I request all the dignitaries to join in lighting of the lamp program.
సార్ కొంచెం బ్యాక్ వచ్చేసారా ఇప్పటికే 9 పడుతుంది ఎప్పుడు పెట్టలేదు లైటింగ్ మ్యాటర్ మక్కురు పెట్టలే సంఖ్యలు కావాలి స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది సార్
Final claps. Yes.
Now I take the opportunity to invite Sri Sheshagiri Masugan Garu, education specialist of UNICEF, who is looking after operations of education-related activities of UNICEF in Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, and Karnataka. We are fortunate to have you here, sir, on this occasion. And as all of you know, UNICEF is working with education and children especially, and we are having education specialists who is having a lot of experience in various states of our country and abroad also. We take this opportunity to invite you, sir, to address the gathering on this occasion.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Devagaru, colleagues and friends on the stage, and equally importantly, my very young friends sitting here in the audience. When I see you, and when I first entered this campus, I was reminded of my own college days. And just for your information, I am an engineer by background, and who of course worked in the industry for some time before I strayed, lost my way, and became a school teacher. So that's how I've been working in the field of education now for more than 30 years. I kept thinking as I, walked into this hall and we had some conversations while we were waiting. One of the things that our colleges, I graduated from Bangalore University and I studied in a pretty good engineering college. I did my mechanical engineering. But one of the things that I feel that I was not taught as an engineer was how do I manage things when I start working? How do I build my relationships with colleagues, with co-workers? How do I solve a problem when I am facing a problem? Because the world is not simple, right? You have all kinds of challenges and problems. And especially my first job was that of a production engineer. So I had a huge factory floor. It was an assembly line. So I was working in a tractor manufacturing company, right? And I had about 80 to 90 workers who were assembling different parts of a tractor. So it would start from here and go right up to the end stage. And then we would drive it away into the quality bay. And there the inspection of the tractor will happen, right? There were 5,000 parts, more than 5,000 parts that were assembled during that process, right? From the gearbox to the engine and everything else. And invariably, there was some problem or the other. Either the problem was with the availability of raw materials or the different parts of the tractor, or more seriously, the problem was with the workers themselves. Some of them wouldn't come on time. Some of them would start, they would have all kinds of questions. We would get into heated discussions, arguments. There were so many things happening on that shop floor for which I was not at all prepared, because my engineering education did not prepare me for life, for real life. Would you say the same thing about, do you get that same feeling about your experiences as students? Do you think it's too textbook based sometimes? Yes, no? Okay. I'm not forcing you to say yes. I'm just asking. So I think if I start with this, point that we need to do a lot more than what the textbooks teach us. We need to do a lot more than what is happening in our colleges, right? And we need to learn a lot more than what we are learning, because, in fact, recently my son, who graduated also as an engineer, and I keep giving this example, he was interviewed by several companies on a campus interview and so on. So in the final interview that he gave with the company which ultimately chose him, he said 25 minutes of my interview time, it was a 40-minute interview, he said 25 minutes of my interview time was non-technical. They asked me what are the various activities that I did in college. He was the general secretary of a student body, which was doing a lot of interesting things in college. So they were very interested in knowing what those activities were. So he said they were not interested if I knew what the first law of thermodynamics was, or how the gear assembly in a particular vehicle worked, or they did not want to know my knowledge about internal combustion engines and so on and so forth, but they were very interested in my people management skills, in the way I was working, and doing all these other activities of college. So which goes to show that that perhaps for us, it's an important point to ask, what is it that we need to do so that young people like you, when you come out of your colleges and universities and move into the world of work, some of you, of course, will continue to study, maybe do your research and so on, but many of you are going to go into the world of work. So what are the kinds of skills that you need to what are the kinds of capabilities? What kinds of things do you need to understand over and above the technical knowledge that you've got? Whether it's in sociology or engineering or psychology or whatever. There are different, branches. I think it is this question that UNICEF has been trying to address and grapple with in the last few years. And that has led to, I'm not going to go in much into what UNICEF UA does. So there's a section within, you've all heard of UNICEF, right? How many of you have heard of UNICEF? Some show of hands. Okay, great. Can someone tell me what UNICEF stands for? Wonderful. United Nations Children's Fund. So for many years, United Nations Children's Fund, of course, we work for children, but we didn't work for young people. So when we said children, we worked up to the age of 18 years. That's the definition, the UN definition of a child. So till the time you're 18 years, you're called as a child. After that, you become an adult, right? But in the past 5 years or so, 5 to 6 years, UNICEF has started addressing challenges that young people in this country are facing. So that has resulted globally in what is called as Generation Unlimited. We call it Gen U. And Gen U is now a very big initiative within UNICEF worldwide. And as part of Gen U, we have in India what is called as UA. UA is a very interesting term. It is, of course, it means youth, but the WA part of it, YUWAAH, is to celebrate youth. Arey wah! That's the way you talk about young people, which also means that there are so many possibilities that young people have for their lives that you can really touch the skies. There are no limits. So UVA does very, very interesting programs for young people in this country. And let me not spoil it for Bharat and Palla, because they are the guys who've come from our country office. And they are the ones who have designed a very interesting program, which is going to be launched today in Andhra. It's called the Passport to Earning Program. So will you start earning money right from day one? I don't know. We'll have to hear what they're going to say. And maybe they'll help you find a pathway to earn money as you go along. But then there's a lot of learning to be done there, right? Money doesn't come easy. So more on that later. So I think that's where I would like to stop. We are hoping that the Passport to Earning program will help you learn the many kinds of things that I mentioned, which are not there in your textbooks, which are not routinely part of classroom discussions, but which are very, very useful, right? So as we go along, the Passport to Earning program will add more and more and more. Very simple thing. How do you write your resume? How do you present yours? Right? Such an important thing, right? I have recruited lots of people in my 30-year-old career. And sometimes when I see the kinds of, CVs that I get, it's quite disappointing. The way they are written, the way they are expressed, and so on and so forth. So very simple thing, but very, very important thing for a young person as you're setting out. So these and many other such, learning opportunities are to be found on the Passport to Earning program. And I want to end by saying that we also have, I'm not sure how many of you are involved from this university in what is called as the Learning Improvement Program. Have you heard about this? Devagar, is there anybody from this university? Not yet, okay. So with the help of the BCDE and the AP Higher Education Council, we have created a initiative called as the Learning Improvement Program, where many young people from colleges and universities, they go to schools and they help children learn, especially children at the primary, the first 4 to 5 years. So many students have already started engaging with us as student volunteers as part of the community service program that you all have. And for me, I'm really happy that we are doing P2E, because in many ways, P2E is UNICEF and government of AP's way of giving back to the students, saying that, look, you're doing all this good work, let us also do something for you, right? And let us create these great learning opportunities that you will find very useful as you move along. So thank you very much. And I wouldn't be standing here in this hall had it not been for the unstinted support that we've got from AP Higher Education Council and the BCDE. And I think in Devagaru we find somebody who is totally patient. How many ever times you go to him with questions, with doubts, with all kinds of challenges, he is very, very calmly and patiently helped us. And I'm sure that behind Devagaru, Professor Hemchandra Reddy, who is hopefully on his way, should be joining us anytime. And Ram Kumar Garu, all of you are there. Your support is very much appreciated. And I always keep talking about the great things that we are beginning to do in Andhra. So I'm hoping that Andhra will become a state where all of you make use of this very interesting platform that we are going to be providing you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. So, as the audience are also 50% are engineers and 50% pharmacy students,
Right.
they will be excited to know in your personal interaction after the meeting how an engineer has become a UNICEF and into education. Right? It's opportunity. Yes, yes. So that is maybe they will be interested in that. And thank you, sir, for touching all the points how UNICEF is working and all through we are having collaboration with the government of Andhra Pradesh and the involvement of APSCHE and BCDE. Thank you for compliments for me also. It's all happened because of free hand given by our chairman. Now, as you know, Board for Community Development to Education is spread over throughout all universities and colleges, and with a structure. And for all this structure, we are heading the chairman, the Honorable Ram Kumar Garu. So he's educationalist and he's from political family also. Maybe for younger generation, maybe not knowing the permission of our chair, I disclose that. You may be knowing Nethermuni Janathan Reddy Garu, former chief minister, Janathan Reddy Garu's son is our Ram Kumar Garu. He's so down to earth personality and he maintains down to earth attitude, and he's a leader of our BCDE at state level, and he's bestowed with the cabinet rank by Honorable Chief Minister. We're having for BCDE. Now I take this opportunity to invite our chairman, Sri Nirmali Ram Kumar Garu, let us together.
Sir, warm welcome to all the luminaries on the stage and a good afternoon to all the students. I actually jumped at you. I'm supposed to speak after some time. But I think, to my knowledge, not the youngest, but been through interacting with students or concentration levels go down unless you are very interesting, which I don't think I am. So I said, let me jump at you and speak for 2 minutes. And I asked, or rather took permission from Bharat to jump at you. I just heard Deva say that there are pharmacy and engineering students here. Engineering is what, computer science or mechanical? Only electrical. Okay. Electronics also. As Mr. Seshgirga mentioned, he is a mechanical engineer. So is Dev Kumar. He is also mechanical. And the other person who's going to come, our APSCHE chairman, Hemchandra Reddy, he's also a mechanical engineer. And so am I. No, I think we are the ones who get thrown into this teaching job.
Yes.
All the others follow their line: electrical, computer science, electronics, civil. But I think we are not master of anything, but jack of all. So we go into whichever line. So I'm not directly the teaching line, but having been given this job of being the chairman of BCDE, we find it easy to say, because in fact I keep telling that there is an A also in the front. A stands for Andhra Pradesh. Board for Community Development through Education. That's BCDE. Easy to remember. This is the brainchild of our Chief Minister, Jagannath Reddy Garu. Started about a year and a half back, November 21. And I was made chairman of this board, the newly formed board. I was supposed to interact with students from this university. I went round, but I couldn't make it here, though I live just across the road. I was supposed to give a little gyan about BCDE and make you guys join, become my army. I call my students who are part of BCDE as my army. They're called the BCDE army, and I have about, last count was 55,000. Yeah. So my army is 55,000 strong, and you are most welcome to join that and increase the numbers. Will you? Thank you. What you come here to do or volunteered for, CSP, is also part of that, or rather I become part of CSP. So you can do the work, the voluntary work, with the help of UNICEF, get credits, and be a BCDE army, part of the army. And my university coordinator, Professor Smita Garu, has been leading the thing from here. So we have, how it started was, we are supposed to get Miguelsu. The government వచ్చిన తర్వాత, lot of thought had gone into the mind of our CM. He came out and implemented a lot of programs, new programs. More importantly, he also came up with Grama Sachivalayam. I'm sure all of you heard of it, right? And then also the volunteer system, which I don't know if you are aware, the rest of the states in the country and across the world, other countries are also studying this and trying to implement it in their own states and countries. That's how visionaries think. And these things don't yield results immediately. They take time. And I'm happy to hear from UNICEF that tying up with the government of Andhra Pradesh in leading the students or taking them forward. It's our privilege to work with them, with UNICEF, to be associated with UNICEF. I won't take too much of your time, but I think I like this, the word of the scheme, passport to earning. They removed the L. I think if you put the L, not so many students would have come here. We are not like what Seshri said. Sorry, sir. Mr. Seshri had mentioned that are you willing to learn? Definitely, everyone is willing to learn, not to learn. We had enough of learning. And BCDE had taken off or started collaborated with UNICEF for this LIP program, which again, Mr. Seshagiri had mentioned. Learning Improvement Program. పాత రోజుల్లో చెప్పేవాళ్ళు మాట్లాడుతూ ఉంటారు చేతుల్లో చూపించు అని లిప్ సర్వీస్ చాలు అని. So the lip service has come back into work and we are doing that. LIP is lip service. We brought it back in a better form. So we are supposed to invite from every college students who are willing to work, be part of BCDE. They're supposed to enroll. So we have a coordinator in every college. And then there are 2 ambassadors, one girl and one boy, who in turn go to the university. And then we have a university coordinator. And all this is monitored by APSCHE. APSCHE is the nodal agency for BCDE. BCDE always works with APSCHE. And with the army we have, because I didn't want to use the word volunteer because there's already a volunteer system in vogue in Andhra. So we call this the BCDE army. And I'm happy that a lot of you have shown interest and I'm sure you'll enroll yourself. We are happy to work with UNICEF. The whole idea is, this is our CM's vision. The programs being implemented across the state, we are supposed to get a feedback from the people. Make a report, give it to the government. Any corrections, modifications, or even scrapping of the whole scheme if required. These are the things we take it to the government and our Honorable CM would discuss about it and then make the necessary changes or scrap and get out a better scheme. So I thank you once again for showing interest in joining BCDE. I welcome you. And more importantly, thank you all for participating in this program. I'm sure it's not just learning where you earn or learn, but through these kind of programs, you become a better citizen. You become aware of what's happening in the society. And that knowledge is much more than what you really learn from the books. So I congratulate you and thank you all once again. Welcome and have a good life and I'm sure a successful life in future. Thank you.
Respected chief guest of today's program, Mr. Zilalem Kapese. Sorry for mispronounce. UNICEF Chief of Hyderabad Field Office, who is leading all 3 states, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka, all activities of UNICEF in our south part of India, and sparing your valuable time and making this your presence here really great occasion for all our BCDE team of Andhra Pradesh. Thank you. And respected our chairman, Sri Nedarmandi Ramkumar Garu, BCDE chairman, and Sheshagiri Masudan Garu, education specialist of UNICEF, and team from Delhi, Mr. Bharat Kundra and Pallav Tiwari from P2E team of UNICEF Delhi office, and BCDE Nagarjuna University Coordinator, Professor Sunita Garu, and all UNICEF team of our state, and all BCDE coordinators from various colleges, and on the line, all the principals and BCDE coordinators of other universities, and APSCHE nodal officers, and BCDE college coordinators, and their student friends. So as all of you know, this program is launching of P2E program. So regarding P2E program, we'll get a detailed presentation from Bharat Kundra Garu. Just I tell the importance of all this education and what exactly BCD is intended from this P2E program. So as all of you know, Government of Andhra Pradesh in higher education, lot of transformation have been brought, and one such activity is mandatory internship program of 10 months duration during the course. So one part is community service project, where our students, every student need to go to the community and they have to work for about 2 months. So that is, we are very happy to have Professor Hemchandra Reddy Garu, APSCHE chairman, joining vacation right time. Welcome you, sir. I welcome Professor Hemchandra Reddy Garu. So as part of CSP, you are going to take various knowledge acquisition and to impart that knowledge to the community also. So under this P2E program, UNICEF has prepared various modules on various useful topics. These useful topics we need to learn as participants of P2E program, and this knowledge ultimately we have to transform that into service. So with that intention, we are arranging this program. Today we are going to have a state level launching of this P2E program, and once we launch this, we'll explain all the process of P2E platform and how to utilize it, how to register it, and then it will be open to all of you and people who are attended here and people who are watching from other universities and colleges. You can also start using this P2E platform once it is launched. So now, without much delay, I take this opportunity to launch the P2E program. So I request people on the dais to join with us, all the dignitaries, Professor Hemchandra Reddy Garu and Zilla APSCHE Garu and Ram Kumar Garu, Sheshli Garu, to launch this formally, and all the people here will join with us in launching the program. I request organizers to make arrangements.
Funny.
come to the formal opening of launching of this. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
The passport to earning is still not very clearly visible. That can only happen when you start learning, right?
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I request all the dignitaries to open the voucher or copy of it as a total of numbers.
కొంచెం బ్యాక్ వచ్చి తీసుకోండి.
Silence and over చెప్పారు ఒకసారి గట్టి కాస్త కొట్టండి. యువ అన్నారు కదా, యువ.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yes, friends. Now, I take this opportunity to invite Professor K. Hemchandra Garu, Chairman, Andhra Pradesh State Council of Higher Education. In spite of his busy schedule, he made it possible to join this program as it is an important program. And we are very fortunate to have you here, sir. Amongst all the BCDE and APSCHE and UNICEF activities, you are the role model and you are the pioneer in making all the activities happen in the state of Andhra Pradesh. And all the students and universities have witnessed your vision in transforming the higher education. And we are welcoming you on behalf of all the team of APSCHE, BCDE and UNICEF to address the gathering. Welcome, BC.
Thank you, Professor MLS Devkumar, the Secretary and CEO Board for Community Development through Education. And I treat him as my guru, the chairman, the founder chairman for the Board for Community Development through Education, Sri Nedrumalli Ramkumar Garu. And I have a very distinguished personality here, Mr. Jalalam Tafesi, UNICEF Chief HFO. And of course, my good old friend, Mr. Sheshagiri Madhusudan, Education Specialist, UNICEF. And we also have Bharat Kundra, with whom I vividly remember we had a very long conversation on implementing UNICEF programs. And Professor Sunita, the coordinator, Board for Community Development, Swati, and all distinguished personalities from UNICEF, faculty members of this very great institution, and my dear student friends. Apologize for being late here. I was occupied in some other commitment. Devkumar from time to time is updating me on the developments. Friends, I draw your attention. I am not here to deliver a very long message. I draw all your attention to this Board for Community Development. The Board for Community Development through education is not established elsewhere in this country except for Andhra Pradesh. The strong vision of Honorable Chief Minister driving us. I remember about 3 years back, we submitted a proposal explaining the need to establish one such board which can integrate higher education with the society. See, you all are fully aware, you are all into higher education institutions, you are educating yourselves and you are graduating, you receive degrees. Every year we issue 3.5 lakh degrees in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Not one or two, many of you like this. And at any given point of time, we have 1.5 million students, meaning 15 lakh students pursuing higher education. Sometime back, I was from JNTU Anantapur. The then Superintendent of Police, Shanwas Kasim Garu, we were traveling and he posed me a question. Professor Reddy, what is great about JNTU? Because I was faculty of JNTU, I started explaining, established in 1946 before independence. 75 years of long standing, we produce all words, so and so occupies this portion, so and so occupies this portion. And overall, the thousands of engineers that we have produced, I concluded saying that we have played our part in driving the economy of this country and implementing new technologies across the disciplines of the society. Mr. Shanwas Kasim asked me this question further. He said, okay, you say the students who enter into your portals, they are educated, you handed over degree certificates to them, they have grown much bigger. What is the benefit to the immediate society around your college? Did your college contribute anything to the society around you? You say you're standing here for 75 years. In all these 75 years, like Nagarjuna University is standing here for more than 4 decades. In all these years, before the university, it was a PG center. In all these decades, say 5 or 6 decades, what is your contribution to the society in the immediate proximity to your institution or in the larger interest of the society? What is a university? University understands the universal brotherhood principle. University plays the torchbearer role to the society. University is a place where discussions, debate happen in such a way that you guide the society. But of late, we have delinked it from the society. We simply say we are happy within the 4 walls of the institution. We don't think about the society. And whereas all of you know education, cost of your education. All of you, majority of you, I should say 90% of you, don't pay even a single rupee to this college for your education, which is otherwise supposed to be very costly one. The average per capita engineering education costs somewhere around 1.5 lakh per year per student. You are receiving it free of cost. Who's providing you this free education to you? It is this society. Andhra Pradesh as a state spends 4,500 crores every year, not 1 rupee, 2 rupees. 4,500 crores every year on your education alone, Vidya Divana, Vasati Divana. Only these two schemes, government spends 4,500 crores. In the last 4 years, government has spent more than 14,000 crores only on your education. 14,000 crores is something with which, with that amount, you can build huge projects as such. But this society of Andhra Pradesh thinks that if youth like you are properly educated, given the right education, right skills, you will drive the economy of the state, you will work for the overall development of the society. So society has an expectation from you. The expectation is this: you grow big, you acquire your degrees, like any alumni, you occupy greater positions down the line. That's how you directly or indirectly contribute for the economy of this country. And also with all your knowledge, you should be educating the society. Now, with this principle, even Honorable Chief Minister was so particular that, yes, we are educating these boys and girls. He says it's not an expenditure. Like, I said 4,500 crores, Y.S. Jagannath Reddy garu thinks that it's not an expenditure. He, on more than 3 occasions, he said in a public platform, he treats this as an investment on the youth of the state. This investment is being made on you, and you acquire the skills, you acquire the knowledge, you pay back to the society in whatever way you can. Now, when we proposed, Honorable CM readily agreed for the proposal, and he was in search of a right person who can take it, because it's a maiden initiative, first of its kind in this country. And that's where he zeroed down on Sri Nedramalli Ramkumar Garu, a philanthropist, a highly educated person, and has got a complete vision, is an industrialist as well, and has got a complete understanding of the society. So, who can act as a professional, who also have the inputs of a politician. A rarest combination, Sri Nedramalli Ramkumar Garu. So, he has been rightly handpicked, and Professor Dev Kumar has been appointed as CEO. Now, I said I am not here to deliver a long message. The message is this very simple. Now, every one of our see, Swami Vivekananda said, you give me 100 energetic young men, I will transform the whole nation. And we thought, when Ramkumar sir and myself, we were talking, we thought we have 15 lakh energetic young men. Why can't we shake at least Andhra Pradesh? Of course, men in the sense, by default, it is women asked. So, okay. So, all the dignitaries on the dais in favor of you, so women also. Now, what is the opportunity? Like, for ages, for decades rather, I should say, we have designed an education system in such a way that you are given a timetable, your lecturer comes into the classroom, delivers, the content of the course that you wanted to teach, and you note it down and reproduce in the examination. You try your memory, and then you acquire grades. But how is that you can interact with the society? Where is the opportunity? You stay here for 3 years now, even at BA, BCom, BSc degree is for 4 years in the state of Andhra Pradesh. You stay here for 4 years, you completely receive free education from the government, and don't you feel the responsibility to go to the society and contribute for it? That's how we brought in 2 months of mandatory community service. 2 months we said, you go to the society, identify a problem, you work for it. We are not interested in very beautifully articulated report on that. We want a step-by-step activity that you have taken up, and we are not very much interested in the English that you use there. But we wanted you to go to the society, identify a problem, work towards it, and find the possible conclusion that you think with all your intellect and academic capacity, submit it to the college. Now, through this, what we wanted you to go look at the society in a different angle. Understand the society, the way you routinely go into the society, come back to your college. This time you go to the society with a different mindset of identifying a problem, of transferring the technology that you know, of transferring the knowledge that we have acquired, transferring your wisdom. Now, Andhra Pradesh has 9 crore population, latest estimate says. We are 15 lakh students across the state. If each one of you try to educate on any topic, say on environment, on carbon footprints, on financial literacy, on value system, on kicking the bad habits and drug abuse, anything you say, promoting tourism and promoting the culture of this great state and country. After all, you need to talk to only 60 people. Look at it, 15 lakh students. If each one of you talk to 60 people in the state of Andhra Pradesh, the entire state is covered. And this can be done with effortless ease. See, the equation is so simple, 1 to 60, and within that 5 of you are your very close kith and kin, and anyhow you talk to them every day, and remaining are only 50, 55 that you need to, transform, educate, or transfer knowledge, whatever. So that is the intention with which we have introduced community engagement, and we made it mandatory. Let me tell you that we are the first state in this country to mandate community service project for mandatory credits. You need to acquire credits. Now, having introduced this in curriculum, huge volume is this. Unless I give a right direction to my youngsters, this will be taken up as yet another academic program. My youngsters will ignore it over a period of time. Just for the sake of credits, they submit some report and they will get credits and no value addition happens. But what we want the true participation of my young men and women into the society. Now we need to have right people to handhold us, give us the direction. We are no experts here. I am a mechanical engineer. Dev Kumar is also a mechanical engineer. Now, Ram Kumar Garu is also a mechanical engineer. It's a coincidence. Okay. Sheshikar Garu is also a mechanical engineer. Good. Now, many strange coincidence this. Oh, Dev Kumar said that? Ram Kumar said. Okay. So, I'm not aware of that discussion. So, we are not any experts in social sciences or social work. Now, therefore, we were looking at an organization which, with philanthropy, with the commitment, give us the direction and handhold us in our pursuits. And that's when UNICEF came into picture. UNICEF, I don't need to introduce at this point of time about UNICEF. UNICEF, of course, has presence across the world, and it has done that human service to the mankind over the so long years. And when UNICEF came forward, we discussed internally, myself, Ram sir, and Dev Kumar, we discussed internally. We said we should make best use of this. And that's how UNICEF courses, in fact, UNICEF has many plans for the state of Andhra Pradesh. In fact, we wanted every higher education student to go into a school. Now today, what people say, no, you are not producing right graduates from higher education, from universities. someone would say, you know, you are offering a BA degree, BCom degree, they cannot write, read, or they cannot take a blame. Reading and writing, articulating, it should be inculcated at the school level. Now, when school is not producing right quality people into higher education, supplying it, then definitely higher education quality also suffers. So we thought, you know, higher education students should go to the schools and handhold these children with learning deficiencies, learning problems, learning issues. And even that project is going parallel. I want, you know, see, you just think about it. I'm not putting before you any huge problem. And I'm just making it so simple. What you need to have is that curiosity to participate, enthusiasm to participate. That's it. And you need not prepare extra for this. With all your knowledge you have acquired so far, you can easily go to a school and handhold that child who's in 8th class or 6th class, and you can talk to them, you can improve their learning, you know, you can support them, and slowly their quality also improves. So therefore, I get right quality into higher education. And let me also tell you, in the entire country, AP is the only state which is trying to integrate higher education with the school education. All these years, all these states, primary education and higher education, they worked in their isolations. That's a different, boundary. This is a different boundary. We never interacted, but now we have established an interaction with this. And in all this, UNICEF is, supporting us so well. We are making best use of UNICEF learning resources. Now, P2E, people must have talked to you about P2E, and I'm sure after me, Javelam Tafesi is going to, His Excellency UNICEF Chief HFO is going to talk about it. Now, these are, some of these wonderful things. You waste your time now. When I go and ask, when I go and check the mobile phones of my youngsters, the screen time of any average youngster is about 5 hours. Screen time. Every day, an average youngster is spending about 5 hours on the screen. 8 hours. 8 hours. No, it's possible. It's possible because you have only 24 hours, and where they compromise and where they take out the time, it all depends on it. Now I want you to just take out half an hour time every day or 1 hour time. Something which is impossible. I am not asking for which is something very difficult to implement. It's all easily, it all can be done very easily. Only thing is you need to have a little patience because you have a responsibility towards the society. And friends, with this, I'm making an appeal once again to please join your hands. Let us show to the outside world what youth power is all about. What if youth decide to, war one-sided. I know you like film dialogues. So let us make this war one-sided. The war is on our lethargy, war is on our complacency, war is on our ignorance. Let us wage a very strong war now, and let us be successful. Let us transform this state. This state has given us so much. And it's our duty to pay it back at this point of time. For a simple reason that state is undertaking to educate all of you. So you have a responsibility. And UNICEF, the P2E or other learning resources I was talking to Bharat, they have wonderful schemes. In fact, I was thinking, talking to them, they have got a wonderful, financial literacy program. How important it is, see, society law, ఎంతమంది బాధపడుతున్నారు సార్ ప్లీజ్ ఎక్స్క్యూజ్ మీ టాకింగ్ ఇన్ మదర్ టంగ్ ఎంతమంది బాధపడుతున్నారు ఎంతమంది వడ్డీలు కట్టలేక బాధపడుతున్నారు విలేజ్ లో ఎంత ఎక్స్‌ప్లాయిటేషన్ జరుగుతుంది ₹2 వడ్డీ ₹3 వడ్డీ ₹10 వడ్డీ ఏదో చిన్న అవసరం కోసం ఇంత డబ్బులు తీసుకుంటే అసలు కంటే ఎక్కువ వడ్డీలు కట్టేవాళ్ళు ఈ ఫైనాన్షియల్ లిటరసీ అంటే ఈ ఫైనాన్షియల్ బేసిక్స్ నువ్వు డబ్బులు ఎట్లా వస్తాయి డబ్బులు ఎట్లా పోతాయి దీన్ని ఎట్లా ఖర్చు పెట్టాలి ఎట్లా పొదుపు చేయాలి అంటే ఒక సింపుల్ థింగ్ మనం 15 లక్షల మంది సొసైటీలోకి తీసుకువెళ్దాం సొసైటీలో ఎక్స్‌ప్లాయిటేషన్ అసలు మీరే చాలా మంది యాప్లో దొరికిపోతున్నారు బట్ యు ఆల్సో నీడ్ దట్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ మీరే చాలా మంది అంటే మేబీ యు ఆర్ లాఫింగ్ బట్ people are committing suicides. They're going a little too far and they can't repay the debts they make and these apps started demanding you, threatening you and people are helpless. They're ending their lives in certain cases. So this financial literacy is very important for you, for the state, for any average citizen of the state. And they have a wonderful, you just go through, learn these concepts and then try to talk to your people in your village, in your colony, in your street, in your, apartment, wherever it is. Try to talk. And there are many such things, not one. Go, all of you, imagine, all of you go to schools for a day or two, spend your time with those children, innocent children, play with them, teach them, and then motivate them, give them the career options, and ask them to plan. How beautiful it would be, right? It gives you a lot of strength. So I want this to happen. I'm not asking for too much. So thank you, friends, for giving me this opportunity, Dave and Sir. For taking our invitation and sparing your valuable day here. Thank you very much to the entire UNICEF team and my Guru Ram Kumar sir, Dev Kumar sir, and all of you for patience. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for touching each and every point from starting the government contribution and the responsibility of the students and remaining them to be dedicated for the paying back to the society. Now I invite chief guest of today's program, Mr. Jalaluddin Birhanu Tafasi Garu, UNICEF chief, to address the gathering.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. The chairman earlier said that if he talked a little later, the people might sleep and they won't listen to him. He never mean right. So I'm trying to wake you up just a little bit. So as I say good afternoon to all the young faces in front of me, let me say thank you to the really, really venerable authority for sitting on the days again today, for giving us this opportunity and for allowing us to be present to launch a very important program. Everybody here was excited when they saw Ernie. Yes? The chairman said they dropped the L on purpose. But the reality is you cannot earn without learning. This is a basic fact. From the day we are born to the day we die, we learn. If you forget that fact, you will let humanity. Now, the next thing I want to say is today is it's a special day in a lot of ways in India. Last night there was a very interesting bill that was passed in the National Parliament, Unity Parliament in the Lok Sabha. that side of the room and this side of the room, they are very different. You know how? We are very, very underrepresented gender-wise on the days. And thank you for Madame for being there to save our faces, at least that there is one. Having said this, all you young ladies who are sitting here, you should understand. In a few years, you should be here. It should not require a reservation law to get us up here. Because you are the future. And knowing that, you need to be able to step forward in the right direction to make sure that you take that future in your hands. Don't let the men only take it. The boys on the side, they're relaxing, they're pulled back, they put their leg across the board, they're smiling because the world is bright. Yes? Let me ask the ladies, just as a quick show, how many of you feel that the future is yours? I'm not seeing hands. You don't feel that you own the future? You don't? Well, then we can pack up and go because we see. The reason I'm starting with this is because it doesn't matter how much you do. You know, all the innovations that come forward that try and link, as Prof said, academia, tertiary education, and institutions and systems to the education to communities, to our people in the villages, in the homes. There's a purpose for that. Education is useless if it stops as an endpoint on its own. If your education is just to become educated, then it's a waste of time. I'll say it again. If your aim to be educated is just so that you are educated, it's a waste of time. You must lead to something. You must lead to a better life for yourself and your family, for your communities. And it doesn't matter which area of endeavor you enter, whether it's private business, public service, academia, it must matter in the sphere and the space within which you work. A few years ago, UNICEF globally launched what we call the Generation Unlimited program. GenU, it's shortened most of the time into GenU, but I like saying it in its full term because Generation Unlimited, that's you. And it's targeted at young people. The people we expect in the next 20, 30 years to be having the relevant debates, the locks about the state government, to take on the roles of the professor as chairs of councils, tertiary councils, yes, as succeeding chairs of the ABCDE. Because if that doesn't happen, if that is not in line, then we are wasting our time. It's a very important thing. Everybody who has spoken to you today has spoken about your participation, your engagement, your future. But they're also talking about ours. Because in our old age, when we can no longer be functional and active, we want to be able to see a generation that takes on the mantle and takes this conversation forward. Right? All the people that spoke before me today, I don't know if it was by design, are, what were they? Engineers. I am not an engineer. I am not an engineer. But my background is not exactly a straight path either. I'm a surgeon by training. I think, but I'm standing here talking about education. I'm talking about access to employment. I'm talking about the future of our world, the next generation. The reason I'm saying this is because every aspect of the skills you will learn within programs like this are designed to help you achieve your full potential. Nothing else. You decide what your full potential is. What we can do is help to create the systems and the ecosystem that allows you to achieve that goal. I was very impressed to hear half the group is pharmacists and the other half is engineers. Yeah, it's amazing. And you're all going back to do what? To teach younger people in our communities as part of your community engagement program, right? Now, this is a fantastic idea. Everybody can teach some basic thing. you can teach a child on how to learn, how to do their homework, how to solve a small problem that you have passed already. And I'm going to throw a challenge here to the university and to the board as well, that in such an inspired and forward-looking scheme, we can also include other aspects of our social issues in our communities. The Sustainable Development Goals look at 17 different goals. And I'm pretty sure almost every single student in all your tertiary institutions, somehow, somewhere, is linked to one of those goals. The Sustainable Development Goals. Do you know who they are? Do you know what they are? No. Homework number 1. Go. Please go back and look. What are the Sustainable Development Goals? What are we trying to do? And I'll give you some very few examples. The first one is access to education, quality education. Access to pre-primary learning. Access to quality healthcare. The right to life. The right to get out of poverty. To the end of poverty. To gender equality. All of these are examples, the easy examples that you can pull of the SDGs that we all fight for. And UNICEF is on the front line pushing the agenda in partnership with states like Andhra Pradesh, with the government of India, and globally. But those sustainable development goals will never be achieved if it's not all of us involved in it, because you have a part to play. So when you're going to the communities and you're talking to children and you're helping them to learn, ask if the mother who's pregnant in the home is eating right. Ask if she's gone to the clinic. Is she being treated properly? Does she have access to medicines? Ask if there's violence in the home. And is there a way to support that family? So when they say identify problems, they're not necessarily talking about mechanical engineering problems, correct? Because a lot of the mechanical engineering problems of communities are already being sorted out. The roads are being built. Water is being pumped into the homes. Yes? But there are more problems there within those communities, within the homes you come from. And you can identify them best because you are from the communities. If I went to your community, it would take me months before I understand even what the relationships are with people and being able to identify what the problems are. You, however, are at home. Use that to your advantage. Understand yourself and see yourself in those homes, in those children, in those communities. And this is the challenge I throw to you as students. So when you're doing your community engagement programs, while you're in the communities, open your ears, open your eyes, learn as you do. And as you learn, you pick up things, you highlight issues. And I'm pretty sure if you come back to the university and said, I saw a problem like this in my communities and I don't know what to do about it, they'll put their heads together. They'll find the specialists who are responsible, who can help to address those issues. That's why we have universities. There are specialists across the country. You may be doing engineering and pharmacy, but there are colleges that are doing medicine. There are colleges that are doing agriculture. There are colleges that are looking at psychology. Yes? So this conversation that is being forced on you, and I know as students, when they say you have to do this, well, you don't have a choice. If I'm going to graduate, I have to get the credit, so I'll go and do it. But don't do it because you have to take the box. Do it because it gives you an opportunity to understand a part of your own community, and you can give back. And in the long term, the messages that you bring back will enrich the program. So the generations after you can actually even take specific studies that enrich the academia and enable problem solving for tomorrow's generation. How many homes do you know have complete access to water and sanitation? The people are able to wash their hands from a flowing tap. And they have soap. Not only that, but they use it all the time. How many communities and households do you know where every single child has access to 3 square meals a day that includes a good balance of protein, carbohydrates, and fats? How many of them do you know? You probably know a few depending on if you look at just your friends and your home. But if you look at it beyond, you will find them. And the question you have to ask yourself is, why are they not getting it? And we were talking earlier today about the multiple schemes that exist in the state and across the country where a lot of support is happening for homes, for communities. We know, for example, across the board, low birth weight is an issue across every single time. Every effort has been made. the weight of babies being born is too low for us. Why is that? The pharmacists are nodding their head because they can relate. The engineers are thinking they have no clue. But by asking questions is where you learn and you pick up information, behavior, information, norms of communities. Maybe it's a taboo in a particular community to give 3 meals a day to a pregnant woman. Maybe it's not, but I've been to places where giving eggs or fish to a pregnant woman was considered bad because the community believed that eggs and fish was problems. If that is the case in your community, you need to be able to bring that forward so that you can find a solution to addressing those norms. Because in reality, we know that eggs and fish don't necessarily cause problems for a malnourished person. If you're having 12 eggs a day, that's a problem. Yes? But if you can't, but if you're pregnant, you should be getting minimum nutrition. If you're a student going to school and you meet a lot of the children who are going to school, they have 1 meal a day. Is there enough? Does the dal soup look too light? Is it too watery? That's information that must come back because the state says you're providing. The question is that making a change? Can you tell when the dal soup is too light? Or it's too thick? When it's nice or it's not nice, can you tell? You can't. You can, yes. And these are the little things that you can make a difference about. Now, we can tell you a lot of different channels on how to behave, how to do, but you must first learn about engaging the communities. And that's another thing that a program like this helps, is to make the connections, to have a sense of understanding what is happening in our communities. And I'll end by saying what I said first. Education for the sake of education is useless. You're learn so that you can make a difference in the communities around you, in the lives of people around you, in your friends, sometimes even the enemies, because they will learn from you and they'll come back onto the right path. Yes? So please take on the challenge. Professor has already thrown one, I'm throwing another. And for the university, for the board, my challenge is also the kind of scheme that is there, so that we can address the many issues that are there within the sustainable development. Each and every single one of them have a bearing on children and the future. And I think that's a very important principle to carry on. Last but not least, let me congratulate the university, the board, and the very hard-working team from UNICEF as well, if I'm being self-serving editor, for a fantastic job. Bring this about. But this is useless if you don't use it. No product is useful until it is used. When the professor was talking about screen time earlier, I saw many people smiling. Because majority, if not everybody, has a smartphone and a screen. And you're on it almost all the time. Yes? The 8 hours was just an underestimate, because the 8 hours you're asleep is the other hours of the day. Yes? But even these have their uses. Today's world is very different from where it was 10 years ago, 15 years ago. When I was a student, the opportunities were not as clear. To read something, you had to go to the library. If you're lucky, your library had the book. Yes? Today, all the books fit in here. The whole library, it fits in here. But it's only useful if you read it. Yes? So, take on the lessons that come through. Take advantage of programs like this, the financial literacy programming, the linkages between what you're doing now and your communities and your future. It makes all the difference. It says passport to earning, but for me, that earning is not about money. It's earning your place in the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. It's inspiring, and you have touched important points, and as all the students. So another challenge has given, homework has given by UNICEF chief regarding terms. I request to accept small benefit of the APSCHE. as he's having another engagement.
కొద్దిగా వెనక్కి వచ్చి తీసుకో.
Request Hema sir and Rama sir to our chief guest. So we can start with you can say the chief guest.
Yes.
Hello. Hello. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. We have come to the important program actually. So just giving a brief description about how to use this PTE. We have here up to know what is exactly PTE and how to use that. We are having team from UNICEF Delhi team, Bharat Kundra garu and Pallav Tiwari garu. So they'll take a very short time and they'll complete the presentation. What is the importance of PTE and how best you can use this PTE program. So you can use the PPT also when you are speaking. Yeah, and we'll get it.
What is the move then?
To everyone. My name is Bharat Kundra. I'm from New Delhi and I have specifically come from New Delhi to meet you. Today, we are going to be talking about a very, very important initiative that APSCHE, Government of Andhra Pradesh, UNICEF have brainstormed to bring to you. Okay, I'll talk more about the initiative as well. Before that, I want to thank all the speakers and dignitaries that came and spoke before me. Ram Kumar Sir, Chairman BCDE, Dr. Dalalam, UNICEF Chief of Field Office, Hyderabad Office, Mr. Giri, Education Specialist, UNICEF, Professor Deva Kumar, CEO BCDE, and our chairman, beloved chairman, Dr. Hemant Kumar Reddy, who is not with us, but just left. And thank you to all of you who have been listening to this. So before I start, I want to ask one question to all of you. When was the last time you used a feature phone? Anybody used a feature phone or a landline recently? We all use smartphones, right? One more question. When was the last time you physically delivered a letter in a post box? Anybody did that recently? You didn't do that. Okay. You use email. And one more. When was the last time you physically deposited a check in a bank? We all do it online. We do payments online, right? Now let me ask. So everything is becoming more smarter. Phones are becoming more smarter. Our cars are becoming more smarter. Our washing machines, our TVs, everything is becoming more smarter. Now, the main question. How many of you, so in the room we have all engineers, right? Engineers and pharmacists. So how many of you want to be engineers and pharmacists? And how many of you want to be smart engineers and smart pharmacists? Can you just show me your hand, whoever wants to be smart engineers and smart pharmacists? So everybody wants to be smart, right? But how do we achieve that? So the definition of smart now is that we stay ahead of our times. If we live in the 21st century, we have to behave and we have to accept the reality and move forward with that reality as well. So it's just that we don't use feature phones and landline now. Similarly, a smart student or a smart engineer is that person who constantly reinvents themselves and constantly learns new skills. So you all want to be smart, right? So will you learn new skills and continuously upgrade yourself to stay ahead in the 21st century? I didn't hear it. Very good. So this initiative is to help you become that, to help you become a smart engineer, a smart pharmacist, a smart teacher, a smart civil servant, or any profession that you want to choose. How to be smarter in that profession. That is the goal of Passport to Earning. So is the very ready? Okay. So before that also, I just want to share that as Giri also mentioned in the beginning, that I'm from the Generation Unlimited initiative. And why this initiative was set up, there are a couple of reasons. Currently, there are more than 2 billion young people in the age of 10 to 24 years. This is the largest population of young people in the history of the entire world. Never before and never again there will be such a big population of young people in the entire world. Now, to manage such a huge population of young people, it can be a huge opportunity, because if we empower all our young people to be smart, and if we empower them with the right skills and right opportunities, they will be the future change makers, and they will be the future innovators and creative people changing the world. But if we don't manage our youth properly, it can also become a challenge. Hence, UNICEF globally decided that we want to set up a specific division, a specific team that focuses just on young people like you. We want to connect you to the right education opportunities, right skilling opportunities, and then right economic opportunities as well. So Passport to Earning is one of our initiatives which is helping you in that case. Again, while I'm waiting for my slides to come up, I'll start introducing. So Passport to Earning is introduced as a e-learning platform, but it's a lot more than that as well. We want you to not just learn skills for yourself, but also as Ramkumar sir mentioned and Hemchandra Reddy sir mentioned, take this knowledge and create change in the society. So we connect you to right skills and relevant opportunities. A lot of times, when we were working with young people, they told us that while there are a lot of platforms that give them skilling opportunities, and there are a lot of platforms that give them earning opportunities, but rarely, very rarely, there are a few platforms, but very rarely they do both. And that's the problem area that Passport to Earning is also trying to solve. When you come on this platform, you will get access to certain free certificate courses. Those courses are going to be certified by the United Nations India, which is the overall governing body for all UN organizations in India. So they are going to be giving you certificates on courses such as digital productivity, financial literacy, employability skills, how to start your own business, how to write your resumes, how to give interviews, how to find job online. So you will become certified in these skills. Then after that, we'll be working very closely with BCDE and APSCHE team to help you connect to the right economic opportunities as well. And plus, we also want you to take this knowledge and spread it as much as possible in the entire state of Andhra Pradesh. So when I talk about skills, as you can see on the slide, we're talking about digital skills, financial skills, employability skills, and other 21st century skills. And is anybody aware of what is 21st century skills? So let me give you a little bit of background. There's an organization called World Economic Forum. Do you know about World Economic Forum? So the purpose of World Economic Forum is, if you don't know, you should go and search about that today. The purpose of World Economic Forum is to study all the economic trends happening all over the world and then come up with recommendations for governments and private sector on how to prepare young people for the future. The future that we don't know right now, the future that is disruptive. And they said there's certain skills, if we are giving, if all our young people have those skills, then they're practically future-proof. No matter what happens in future, whether a pandemic comes up, whether AI takes over the world, or some climate impact also happens, if young people have 21st century skills, they will be able to have a bright future. And they said those 21st century skills are problem solving, creativity, critical thinking, mental health, well-being, digital literacy, financial literacy, and many more skills which are more domain agnostic and more towards basically building your entire personality. So those are the skills that Passport to Earning team is focusing on giving you for absolutely free. So all these courses are going to be completely free of cost. You can study them on your mobile, so they're completely mobile friendly. They are also multimedia courses, so they are video based courses. So this is something, as Hemchandra Reddy sir also mentioned, that we all watch Netflix. This is designed for you to be engaged like that. So they're video based. It's very simple to use. The platform is very simple to use, just like YouTube. That's how you will learn. And additionally, these courses are available in 9 languages. So the language that you want to study in, it's available in that as well. So that's the right skills part. Coming to the relevant opportunities. So Passport to Earning focuses on 3 opportunity streams right now. Those 3 streams are job connects. So a lot of us want to be connected to the jobs of our choice, right? How many of you are seeking employment after higher education? Many, right? Majority. So we'll create specific curated programs with our private sector partner to get relevant opportunities specifically curated for you, which is relevant for you based on the geography that you are right now in your state. They're going to be relevant also according to your education background. So those are the job connects that we'll be offering. And plus, we're also going to be collaborating in future with APSCHE to offer career guidance and entrepreneurship support programs as well. So many of our smart engineers and smart pharmacists today in the room would want to do something of their own, right? So we will at UNICEF will also be creating programs specifically to help you to define your business and achieve your dream. So that's the right skills and relevant opportunities, and this will all be accessed through a single portal. So you don't have to go to multiple portals, everything will be accessible on this portal. Coming to what Passport to Earning has achieved so far. So we started in India in October 2022, and I'm very happy and proud to share that we currently have about 2 million young people already on our platform registered. And it gets better. 1 million of that, which is 50%, more than 50% have completed minimum 10 hours of learning. So that is a completion rate of more than 50% for digital learning programs, which is very, very high compared to other digital learning programs. The global average for digital learning programs is between 2% and 20%. So only 2% or 20% of people who actually enroll for online programs complete the program. But Passport to Earning has more than 50%. The reason is because these courses are specifically designed for you. They're specifically designed keeping your interest in mind. We are giving you skills which are relevant for you right now in school, education, life, and in future employment. So a lot of young people are giving us good feedback that the platform is very easy to use, the courses are very easy to understand. Hence, we have such good completion rate. And the most one of the most important or the most proud figures for us is that out of that 2 million, 62% are young women and adolescent girls. So young women and adolescent girls, if they clap on that. What we have seen is that girls are coming more forward and more enthusiastically and saying, I want to take charge of my future, I want to skill myself, and I'm going to change the world. A lot of young people have told us that they've done these online, they've studied online for the very first time. A lot of them have told us that because of the knowledge that they learned on P2E, their first time opening their bank accounts. A lot of young women have stopped their child marriage based on the information and the knowledge that they got from Passport to Earning. A lot of them are also getting jobs. They're taking P2E certificates to either their interviews, or whether even if they're in or existing job, they're going to their employers and telling them that I have upskilled myself. I know these courses. UN has given me a certificate. Please consider. And a lot of them have got jobs and have also got promotions. So this is the impact that we have created so far in the last 11 months. This part we've already spoke about. I think in the interest of time, I'll skip this. This slide talks about various models that we have tried. But I would emphasize that the model that we are doing with BCDE and APSCHE is very unique. We are very, very proud that Ram Kumar sir, Hemachandra Reddy sir, and Dev Kumar sir have taken this initiative of combining skilling and community development. So this is going to be a very unique and new experience for us, and we are very, very excited for that. Coming to P2E courses. So I've been talking about the problem and how it will benefit. So this is the main slide. So I would request you to pay attention. These are the courses which are being offered to you. So currently there are 3 courses. Digital Productivity, which talks about Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. And if you do not use Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint right now, or if you're not comfortable with Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, I would highly suggest, get yourself comfortable with these 3 features, because whether you're an intern or whether you're a CEO, at each level, you will need these skills. And a lot of young people who do not learn these skills before their employment, they learn on the job, and a lot of their first years of employment are wasted or spent in learning these skills. So if you equip yourself with these skills before your first job, and in fact, in your academic education as early as possible, you will reap the benefits and you will have a lot of success in your academic life, your entrepreneurship life, or your employment. So that's the first course. The second course is about financial literacy. Now, I know Hemachandra Reddy sir spoke very, very enthusiastically, and he raised a very, very important point on importance of financial literacy. But I want you to do an experiment today. Would you, may I share an exercise with you today? So when you go home today, or when you talk to your family, or when you talk to anybody in your family, anybody elder, your elder brother, sister, bhaiya, bhabhi, ask them, how comfortable are you managing money? Would you like to learn skills that will help you grow your money? And what is your confidence level on your financial literacy? Now, my dear friends, my estimate is, and this is what a lot of young people have told me across India, that more than 90% of adults tell young people, I wish I had learned financial education when I was your age. Because if I knew financial literacy education at your age, I would have been somewhere else. I would have been able to save a lot of money. I would have done a lot better in my personal and professional life. There have been numerous research which has shown that having good financial skills is not just a professional skill. It also is very important for a personal and mental well-being. So I would urge you, UNICEF has specifically designed this free course for you, where again, it's video-based. It gives a lot of examples that you can relate with. We take you step-by-step process on how to open a bank account, how to access government schemes. In future, if you want to set up your own business, what are the schemes relevant for you? They're all included here. And my favorite part in this course is financial education for career building. How can we use finance for whatever career we want to choose? Engineering, pharmacy, space technology, how to use finance in that education. This also talks about, we give you a framework for that. And the third course, my dear friends, is employability skills. So at the beginning of the presentation, I spoke about being smart. I spoke about World Economic Forum, 21st century skills. So this course actually helps you practice those skills. So again, a lot of fun animation, case study based characters that you can relate with of your age. We're giving you examples and knowledge so you can practice your critical thinking, problem solving, creativity, self-management, and other skills like how to search for information online. Those skills you'll all learn in this course. And all these three courses are approximately 8 to 10 hours only. So as Dr. Hemachandra Reddy mentioned, that give half an hour or 1 hour every day. And so you'll be able to do it in a couple of days. In fact, I think less than 2 weeks, you'll be able to complete this course. But what I have seen is that a lot of young people who are enthusiastic and who are hungry for success, they've done these courses in a couple of days as well. In fact, a lot of students have done these courses overnight as well. So I won't suggest you to stay up all night to do this course, but I have seen those examples as well. So those are the three courses which are currently active. But on the left side, you can see courses which will come up in November 2023. Very interesting courses. I'm very excited to share with you how to develop your resume, how to find relevant jobs online and offline, interview skills, how to apply for jobs. So all that will be given to you again as a certificate course from United Nations. And the second course in the November timeline is Start Your Own Business. Again, while this is very relevant for young people who have an entrepreneurial or a creative bent of mind, I would strongly suggest everyone to do this course when it comes out, because being an entrepreneur is not just a profession, it's a skill as well. If we are able to develop a mindset where we're actually thinking of solutions, which is also what BCDE is helping you learn, then we'll be a very different person in whichever profession we go into. So these are some of the courses. So how many of you are excited about these courses? Not many people are excited. Are girls more excited or boys more excited? I can see girls and boys. No, I think none of the boys, one or two boys have raised hand. Girls, are you excited? You want to learn Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint? Do you want to be a smart money manager? Do you want to learn employability skills? I can't hear you. Thank you, much better. I know there are a lot of young people who are also joining us online. So I will urge them also to do these courses in a very, very diligently. These courses will have a small assessment and then they will give you a certificate as well. These slides talk more about, I think in the interest of time I'll skip, but there will be information shared with you on how to access these courses, what will you learn, so that all that information will be shared with you. This is a glimpse of the certificate. So you can see there are two certificates here, certificate of completion and certificate of merit. So certificate of completion will be given to all young people who complete the course, which I believe all of you will do. So all of you who complete the course will get certificate of completion. But if you score more than 70% in your assessment, you will get a certificate of merit. So I would strongly again urge, do these courses seriously, extract the learning out of them, be a smart student, smart person, and also I would urge you to aim for certificate of merit. These are some of the examples from our work across India. These are some of the examples of the collaterals. So that's it, my dear friend. This was my presentation. Now I will invite my, thank you very much. Now I will invite my colleague, Mr. Pallav Tiwari, who would actually show you the platform. So we've spoken so much, now we'll see the platform as well.
Hello everyone. So I understand that we have already taken a lot of time for this, so I'll just complete my thing in 5 minutes. We have understood what this passport is and how it can help us to earn better in our professional life and also earn a better place for ourselves in life. But how to get that passport? And fortunately, getting this passport is not that difficult as getting the actual passport to travel outside country. It's very easy. What you need to do is to just use a laptop, mobile, smartphone, which has an internet connection. And you just need to go on a browser, enter the URL, and do few basic steps on the registration, and just you are in the portal and you can start using the courses. There are some plans to route the students on this portal through the APSCHE portal. That will happen in some time, but I think all of you have already heard so much about this program, the courses. You would like to understand what this is, and you want to go and see some of the courses. So I'm quickly telling you how it happens and how it works. So I'm not actually showing you the portal in the interest of time, but you can see the screen. Yeah. So the URL is skills.myp2e.org. You can write it, you can note it, or maybe you can Google it. I'm just repeating it again. It's skills.myp2e.org. Once you open it, and it's a mobile-friendly thing, works very easily and very well on mobile. So once you open it, it asks you to register for the first time, and the registration happens both through the email registration or through a phone authentication. Whatever you enter, it sends an OTP to that. All of you are very well aware of these kind of systems. You just need to enter that OTP, and yes, then you need to create a new password. And once you enter that new password, you are into the system. I'm just not taking too much time on that because it's pretty easy way of registering on this portal. What happens when you come on the portal for the first time? It's not very clearly visible, but a profile window will open up. And it's mandatory to fill up that profile details before accessing the courses. It will ask you basic things, your name, age, gender, and then your state, district, and institution. You just need to select it from the drop-down list. If you don't find your institution listed there yet, you may just select some dummy institutions which are listed there. Very soon, all the institutions under APSCHE will be there. So you just need to select that and click on Get Started, and then you can access the courses. Okay, so one thing which is very important here, when you are entering your name, please enter your full and right name, because this name will be used by the system to generate certificates. If you're not entering the right names, the certificate will be generated on the incorrect name, and that can't be changed later once the certificate is generated. Please do take care of that. Okay. So when you complete this profile thing, which will take you hardly 2 minutes, you will see a course library section, which will show you the courses which are available there. So currently there are 3 courses we have talked about are there. Click on that, register, and you can start doing the courses. Okay, so the courses are made up of audio video files, followed by PDFs and some quizzes, questions, formative assessments. At the end of each course, there is a summative assessment of 20 MCQs. Once you complete that assessment, a certificate, e-certificate gets generated, which will be always there on the portal. You can download it, save it. It's a PDF file. You can take print out and use it in whatever way you want to. Another thing which I want to highlight is if you want to skip one module and go to the next one, the platform doesn't allow that, because the platform wants you to complete each and every module, even you can't skip within the video. So you have to watch the entire videos, then only the next video or the next module will open up, and that's how you go forward. So there are courses on the three topics that I already spoke about, and you'll also find there's a job support form or job support program, something like that is also there on the portal. So what we are doing, we are asking students, young people who are interested to get a job soon to fill up their entries there and giving a consent that yes, they want to get contacted by UNICEF supporting agencies. So if your profile matches with the requirements of our partners who are providing different kind of employment, they'll call you, they'll reach out to you, and then they'll take this journey forward. Maybe some of you get some job offers through this channel also. I think that is it about the platform. It's quite easy, simple, and you can use it on your mobiles, laptops, and whatever device you want to use. One more thing I want to highlight, just like the YouTube thing, you can change the quality of videos to save the internet which you have. Yeah, so thank you very much, and thank you for the university asking and listening.
Thank you, Pano. I request Mr. Dinesh to do. APSCHE Nodal Center. So we are having LMS portal. I think maybe you'll come across LMS portal. It is mandatory that all students of Andhra Pradesh need to register through the LMS portal. Just 5 minutes will complete the registration through LMS portal, where you get your credits. Mr. Dinesh Reddy will tell how to use that portal.
Hello, sir. For all these courses, APSCHE has assuring 2 skill development credits as a P part of the curriculum, sir. So for getting these credits, it's a mandate that students need to verify their email address and direct the passport program. We are not able to track a college which entamandi register entamandi credits out we tracking problem. We are asking almost 10 lakh students are registered on the LMS. We are requesting students initially to first apply on the LMS portal. So this bit.ly/APSCHE_P2E like this APSCHE recommendations page లో ఒకటి వస్తుంది, స్టూడెంట్ అప్లై చేస్తే సో వీ కెన్ ట్రాక్ దట్ అప్లికేషన్ ఏ కాలేజ్ నుంచి వచ్చింది, ఏ ఆధార్ నెంబర్ తో వచ్చింది, స్టూడెంట్ ఏ ఇయర్ అనేది వీ కెన్ ట్రాక్ దిస్ ఆల్ డేటా అండ్ వీ కెన్ జనరేట్ ద రిపోర్ట్స్ ఆన్ దిస్ డేటా అండ్ సెండ్ బ్యాక్ టు ద యూనివర్సిటీస్. ఏ కాలేజ్ నుంచి ఎంతమంది రిజిస్టర్ అయ్యారు, ఎంతమంది కంప్లీట్ చేశారని. ఇట్ హెల్ప్స్ యూనివర్సిటీస్ టు డ్రైవ్ ద ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఎఫెక్టివ్లీ ఇన్ ద ఫీల్డ్ ఎవరండి. సో ఓన్లీ దిస్ డ్రైవింగ్ వీఆర్ ఆస్కింగ్ టు రూట్ త్రూ ద LMS పోర్టల్. LMS లో https://bit.ly/APSCHE_P2E కొట్టగానే ఇలా వస్తుంది. Once you have reached in the LMS, you can just you need to click on the apply అండి. So apply కొట్టగానే you will get congratulations, you have registered for the program and the process will be closed. And meanwhile APSCHE will share the data to the UNICEF team from the back end అండి. So couple of days, this kind of email will be generated to the students. We are excited to launch and with the portal registration link, support numbers of the UNICEF team, your team, and the user manual. So based on the user manual, you can generate, log into the P2E portal and continue the rest steps. And in the additional to the Bharat, I'm requesting only one thing. Though you have registered directly in the P2E portal, please register with the same email ID which you had used in the LMS portal. So based on that email ID, we can map the details of the students, like from which university he belongs to, which course he is doing, and which year he is doing. And so for tracking the completions, and I think Sari has said that he is going to allocate some appreciations for the top colleges with a good number of certifications. But for maintaining all this data, we need to know the students who are registering on the P2E portal, from where they are going, from which college they are going. For that sake only, we are just asking to, else you can directly register on the P2E, but use the same email ID which you had used in the APSCHE LMS portal, or else first register on the APSCHE LMS portal, you will get this kind of mail, then register to the P2E platform to where you have received the email. Thank you, sir.
All this information will forward to all the PPT and all this the screenshots and the links will be forwarded through BCDE coordinators of your institution. Definitely that reaches in your college groups. So through that you can access that. We left with one of the important program who are instrumental for this arranging all these things. That is Acharya Nagarjuna University BCDE coordinator Professor Sunita Garu is here. We'd like to felicitate Sunita Garu through our BCDE chairman Ram Kumar sir. Please accept Sunita Madam, please. I request Ram Kumar sir to felicitate Vijay Kishore also. So he is assistant coordinator at BCDE.
కొంచెం వెనక్కి వచ్చేసావా?
Good evening, everybody. So we came to the end of the session. So first of all, I would like to thank our Vice Chancellor, Sir, Professor P. Rajshekhar Garu, and all the authorities for giving this facility to conduct the program on state level launch of P2E. So this is a wonderful program. So Sir has generously given all the facilities. So once again, my immense thanks on behalf of BCDE, APSCHE, and UNICEF to our Vice Chancellor, Sir. And I profusely thank the Chairman of BCDE, Sri Nedrumalli Ram Kumar Garu, who is a distinguished personality amongst us, And sir has really explained the importance of BCDE and his vision. And at this context, I would like to thank CM Sri Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy Garu for all his vision in establishing this board, that is board for BCDE, Board for Community Development through Education. And I would like to thank our APSCHE chairman, Professor K. Hemachandra Reddy Garu, for his wonderful message. And I would like to thank my immense thanks on behalf of BCDE to our chief guest, sir, Mr. Jalalem Birhanu Tafese. He is UNICEF chief HFO. So for his wonderful, inspirational talk, and his talk depicted the realities of the life. What are the real problems in the society? And for the sustainable society, he has explained very well. Thank you so much, sir. And thank you so much for coming all the way from New Delhi and taking care of our 3 states, that is Andhra Pradesh, Telangana and Karnataka. Thank you very much, sir, for your invaluable services. And I also thank another wonderful distinguished personality from UNICEF, that is Mr. Sheshagiri Madhusudan, sir. So I really thank you very much, sir, for your opening remarks and for posing the challenges and what are the real life challenges you have explained to us, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your auspicious presence and for your wonderful talk. And I also thank at this juncture, I would like to thank our important key personalities who have really delivered the theme of the topics. One of the members is Mr. Bharat Kundra from P2E team, UNICEF, New Delhi, for coming all over there from Delhi and for encouraging us a lot and for your inspirational talk. And it's really helpful for our students because our students are the future generation unlimited, which is very well versed. And really thank you so much, sir, for telling them and encouraging them how to develop their skills in getting jobs in this competitive world. So the future world would be much more competitive. Thank you so much, sir. And I also thank another key person for the theme to explain the theme, that is Mr. Pallav Tiwari from P2E program, that is UNICEF New Delhi. Thank you so much, Mr. Pallav Tiwari Garu, and thanks a lot for coming all the way and explaining about this, about the launch of this program. And also I thank Mr. Dinesh Annapareddy from APSCHE. So he's actually the instrumental in launching this LMS program. We all know what is LMS and we all have registered. This is for community service program and we have credits, and this is very important. So thank you so much, Mr. Dinesh Garu, for how to log into that, helping us how to log into that portal and all the things related to that. Thank you so much. And I also thank immensely, profusely thank our BCDE secretary and CEO, Professor MLS Devakumar Garu. And really, he's very humble enough and very accessible and he's visionary. And the sir has previously also conducted programs in our university. Thank you so much, sir, for selecting our university for conducting these prestigious BCDE programs. So we all know that they are all from mechanical engineering, professor. Being a professor, sir became an educationist. So that's wonderful. Yeah, our programs are not mechanical. They are really challenging and inspiring and creative. Thank you so much, sir. And I also thank our another important member, Mr. T. Sudarshan Garu, consultant from UNICEF. Actually, sir has done a lot of groundwork, it seems. Thank you so much, sir, for being in our midst and for getting all the UNICEF people here amongst us. So we are really fortunate to see these wonderful personalities from UNICEF. Actually, we thought it's an international organization, but from such an international organization, we have access to those with those people. And really, I thank our chief guest, sir. Sir, your name is Jalalan. Thank you so much, sir, for relating with us. And we felt that we are so close to you now by your expressions and your vision, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Not only students and children also you have worked. It's really wonderful, sir. And so that way, I profusely thank Mr. P. Sudarshan Garu for welcoming all the guests onto the dais and introducing everybody to us. And not the least, okay, it is very important. That is our assistant university BCDE coordinator, would be Dr. So we can call him as doctor. Soon he is going to submit his PhD thesis. So congratulations to him. And Dr. Vijay Kishore, in advance, he did lot of groundwork in making this program reality. He arranged everything, coordinated everything. And we have wonderful refreshments also when we go out. So work-minded. Whatever work we entrust to him, he do his to his level best. So that is the character of sir. So thank you so much, Dr. Vijay Kishore Garu. And I also profusely thank all the university coordinators who are online, and also the college coordinators of Acharya Nagarjuna universities and other college coordinators of other universities, and to all the students who are here and in online. Thank you all so much for attending this program and for making this program a grand success. I definitely believe that you at least by now learned something different from our UNICEF people. And I know, I believe that. And finally, I would like to thank our print and electronic media and also press media and all the supporting staffs who made this program a grand success. And thank you all once again for attending this program and making it a grand success. Thank you.
Thank you all. I can see all happy faces. Really will keep the spirit and will make the P2E program a wonderful program, role model in the world. So by making all our students of our organization who join and get benefit and take the benefits to the community, that is the gift we can do back to the society. So at the closure of the program, I request all of you please stand up for national anthem and close the program. And after completion of this, please have your replacements outside. And so please stand for the national. Thank you, sir. Thank you.